Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are now Castle 10. I have taken the time just to upgrade all my buildings to Castle 10 or level 10, so that would allow us the freedom in the future to further upgrade it. I haven't done the military tents yet. So by doing the hospitals we can now say I've got a capacity of 25,000, which is quite a lot. Whilst I have been away, I have been training men, so I have now got 100,000 men, which is pretty good. The higher the tier, the better, and we will go through it in a different video. But these are Roman numerals for the tiers, and it is about 20% improvement between each tier. So a tier 2 is 20% better than tier 1, tier 3 is 20% better than tier 2, tier 4 is 20% better than a tier 3. It's roughly them sort of numbers. It can be a little bit less. I think it's probably like 18% strictly speaking. But the higher the better, basically. So doing troop buildings, when we upgrade them to the next like tier bracket, either upgrading your men is something that you'd want to do, or also just making new men. It is up to you. So if we just finish making one of these quickly, we can just use some speed ups that we've incurred. If we look at training, and the next one down, it actually just says that we need to be level 13 to make tier 5s, and this list goes all the way down to T13. So if we look at the stats by clicking the blue exclamation mark, we see it's got the attack of 171, and the ones that we've currently got has got 145. So yeah, it's about 20% better. In respect to the castle, once you get to level 10, you do unlock this catacombs area, which we'll go through in this video today. We will be just going through the basics of that. I will be just playing off screen, and then we'll be coming back at Castle 15, which is when you unlock Glory, which will be another button you'd get on each building, and that will increase some of your stats. And in that video as well, we'll go into the Spirit Mines, which comes here, and then you'll also get an Expedition Ship, which comes here, which we'll go through in a later video. So let's go through the Catacombs. So as I said, the Catacombs is here, and essentially what it is you have a guy or a girl, and you go through the Catacombs. So on our portrait, we've now got 3 bars. So we've obviously got our level experience, our stamina for ourselves, and we've also got our creation stamina as well. Which are 2 completely different things. I need to go through and do my talent points, which I'll just do now. Again, I'm going to do it all into balance, because again, it is probably the best whilst you're starting off, because you get some nice improvements. And we'll go through and then just spin these. Won't be 2 seconds. So you can unlock talents, which we'll go through now, which will come here. So these talents, if you click on them, you'll see what it will do, and it will just, as it says, it will just reduce the amount of resources to train or heal for 25% for 30 minutes. So if you've got a lot of speed ups, you would actually obviously use that talent, and then you smash out making loads of men. So we've only got 148 hours, which isn't too much. You will get more passively from the different in-game stores, which we haven't got access to yet for the speed ups, but you will get more in time. Obviously we've got a different week, so we've usually got different events happening. This week's Road to Glory is for recruitment, and you get pieces of Selene, which is a really good guard, for 5 hours. She's one of the best. Well, she's one of the best. The other ones I wouldn't advise doing now. I would recommend doing them when you get to the 50/50 event, or sort of like a half price event, because you, instead of the last ones, you generally get a token, and then you get a token store to then spend the tokens to then get more improvements. We'll also be talking about the Alliance today in this video, and the importance of being in one. Regularly, what I like to do is go through my inventory and just claim all the gold that I've got throughout the week, just so it's there. Again, I don't open any food, wood, iron, or silver, just because there's no point. And we don't want it to get stolen. So one of the buildings that we will need to build is an iron mine, which we should be able to build now. And if we just pop that down again, we have got 2 builder slots, so we can build 2 buildings at the same time. And what I'll be doing is just checking this, and we have still got this, which is good. And we're just going to activate this 2-day trial, and then we'll just come back, and then we'll be upgrading just whilst it's instant free. There's no harm in doing it. As you can see, we're pretty much blasting through. Click on upgrade, and I'll do the same for here. So that's because I haven't got any wood open, so I will just open a little bit of wood. And once we've got this wood open, we're just going to upgrade our buildings, and we'll just get that doing that. Perfect. So now that's upgrading, let's go to the catacombs finally. So in the catacombs, if we click on catacombs, I've obviously progressed it myself, but you start off level 1, where you just have to defeat, move on, and you do have a creation that you do create. So I've been doing this off screen, so I have got some good quality gear. So what you would be doing is you would be starting off with the basic gear, and then eventually you'll be getting the level 15 gear, and eventually you'll be going up to level 25, followed by the level 35, followed by the level 45 gear. So I recommend using the warrior tree, so we can access that by going to our creation, our talent points, and I haven't done these yet, but I would recommend using the warrior. And if you just focus completely in our warrior guy, we can just improve these, and then next time we level up we will get a heal, which is very useful for us, being a warrior. The equipment that we'll be using is generally the middle ones, so we'll see if we can view that somewhere. I don't believe so. No, we can't, that's fine. But essentially once you've got enough, you'll be able to just create new items. What we'll be doing is just going through this quickly. So I'll just show you the basic premise of the catacombs. So when you first start, you'll be on 1-1. So just want to explore, and we can see that one of the rewards is a level 25 scroll. You need 100 scrolls to make an item of armor, basically, for your creation. So we'll just be going through by clicking the arrows, and we want to collect in the chests that we find, and we also want to be defeating the enemies that we come across. So if we just click on the chest, we should be able to click for the rooms to teleport between. And we've now got a fight, and it's just going to be him hit, me hit, but we can speed it up by the ×2. And we can also use our special attack. Once we've got one more level, we will get the heal, which is very good improvement, and allows you to go much further. So we just want to be hitting and taking our turns, doing our damage, and then depending on how we do, we'll then check our crests, which is essentially just things that you put inside the armour to increase your attack, defense, health, or your parry damage. So every time you get hit, you actually do some damage back. I don't use them really. I always tend to just max out the attack, defense, health, and if I've done all that, I'll then use the parry ones, but otherwise I won't bother. So this will probably be a loss. Oh, that was a victory. So that's what would happen. And then we get that last screen, and then we come out. So because we didn't win by a massive margin, it's unlikely for us to clear this next stage, because that's essentially a boss room. But what we've got, because we've got stamina left, we can plunder the big rooms that we've already done. So what we want to do, we want to come back when we've got plunder 8 times. Once we click that, it will be as if we've gone back through it again, and we'll get some rewards for doing that. And you'll see that our XP's gone up also. So I'm going to just check these. I haven't got 100 of each yet, so that's fine. I can't make any new items. So if we come back in and just check our equipment, I just want to see if I've got anything socketed, which I haven't. So I'll be popping in some crests into our gear, and we want to just fill them up for now. And then what I tend to do is level them up once I've got a slot in each. And again, I usually prioritise the attack ones. Again, I don't tend to do the parry damage. And let's get them in. And last one. Perfect. So once you've got your crests in, it's a good idea just to go through, click them again, click on the plus, and we can just upgrade it to a next level. Basically, I recommend doing all of them level 1, followed by all of them level 2, etc. So let's do this one. And again, I prefer to do defense ones first, after attack. And this will be giving us quite a big boost to our creation. So we'll just be going through. Wonderful. So now we can start doing our health ones. And you can only put certain crests into certain slots. So we're all done now. It's not really, we can't do anything else. So what I would do now is just obviously wait until we get stamina again, and then go through. I'll try once to do the next level. If I can't do it, then I'll just be plundering a floor I haven't plundered before. So we can collect those and click on them to be upgraded. So what we'll also do now is just go through the importance of being in an alliance. So I'm currently in an alliance. We've got this little button here. This will be alliance specific, so it may be different obviously from what this one says, but it just tells us when the events are. So gates, which if we look at our kingdom map and then go over to where the hive is what's called the collection of the members. So we can see this will be our hive over here, and the gates will be down here, and this will be the gates essentially. So we want to donate keys every time the gate is open. So for this alliance, it's open on Monday, Wednesday and Fridays, all at 5 o'clock. And if you're local to here, I'm 400 kilometers away, but you can join a march at that specific time, and help attack the gate. Alternatively, you can just donate keys whenever you can, which will be every few days, and that will give you some rewards in doing it. So that's the gate. Every Tuesday will generally be a Red Guard raid, which they'll just send Red Guards, which are these guys, and it will come from a rally one, which is this big one, and that would just send men over to your castle, which needs to make sure you've got men in your castle. If you are quite weak, obviously we're very new, so we will be. Sometimes people will reinforce you. So by reinforcing, what someone can do is actually put their men inside your castle, and essentially that is governed by your embassy. So if your embassy is only small, we can only take in 40,000 men. So that's not much at all, but obviously if they're a high level tier and they've got good stats, then that's the equivalent of us having like 1 million men essentially. Also in an alliance, what you will be doing is donating every time you can, really. So every time it's only wood, you can obviously donate as much as you want to. It's just up to you to how much you want to donate. so we can see what sort of what that is going towards, which is once the alliances are older, a lot of these will be done anyway. When you first start off, you'll have to go through the different contribution bits one level at a time. With that, with the points from donating, you do have access to this store, which allows you to buy these items. I'd probably recommend buying the 3-hour speed ups if you can, and maybe the VIP points. Other than that, I wouldn't spend too much money in here. And the item list, this is how much the Alliance can spend to put these items into the store for you to then buy. So this isn't money for you that you have access to. That's the Alliance's stores, and this is your store. Also in this, we have got what's called the Hero Store, which is a separate coin, which you can use to buy these things. Alternatively, you can create, and this is again for the Alliance to use to put these items into the store. If you didn't want to buy these items, what you can do is on the Hall of Heroes, you can create a personal bounty, and if we raise a bounty, we can actually get like say 10 of these gallery coins, which we use to use the shooting gallery, or we can get some airship parts or aristocrat badges, which is what you use when you're like Castle 30, or we can just use the gold to pay for some guard XP if you wanted to help level up your guards. So if we raise this bounty, what people will then do, obviously we can't donate to our own, but other people can press and donate, and they'll be donating bounties which they've collected, you know, in the week from doing the Red Guard rallies. So once that's complete, you'll then get the mail with the items, and then that'll be that done. We do also have a good exchange, which if you were to request something, say some Crimson Gold, someone in your Alliance can send you the Crimson Gold. There is only so much you can request and send. You can't ask for specific things like any recipes to actually make stuff, only the raw materials. So once that's all done, that's tend to be the Alliance, but you do have the member list split into different categories. So the R5 is the main decision maker, followed by R4, which are usually like officers, and they can do like inviting people, kicking people, and they generally hold some responsibilities. Soldiers are trusted people in the Alliance. They've been in there for a few months, but they haven't got specific like responsibility like the officers have. And then we just have people who are a bit old, like bit newer to the Alliance, or they've got like a long time that they haven't played for. And then finally we've just got farms, which is just people who have been away for a long time, and also people's farms accounts. So obviously this is the account that I'm on is a farm, so that's why this one is here, where my main is obviously up there. And in terms of manage, we can check the log and see what's happened in terms of people being kicked or left, and battles, so we can see who's been hit and attacked, and we can also see the rankings of donations for today. We have then got leave if you did want to ever leave the Alliance, and that is generally the Alliance, to be honest. But again, I'll come back at level 15, and I'll generally put all my buildings to 15, and from there we'll go through different bits and pieces to help build up your castle. Cheers.